Hi, everyone, and welcome to this session of the Thriving Families Africa Summit. Today, we are talking about young adults. We're talking about our wonderful Gen Zs, and the conversation for this session is titled Young, Independent, and Still Connected, which is how I describe Stephanie, who is someone that I have known for a long time. I have had the privilege to watch her grow through the different seasons of her life, and I really can describe her as young, independent, and still connected. And we're talking about thriving in young adulthood. So, Stephanie, it's really good to have you with us today.
Thank you.
Yes, so let's begin with you just telling us about yourself, what you do now, and what has young adulthood felt like for you so far, especially as you journey through college and now where you are. Tell us, first of all, where you are, what you do, and then
Yeah.
that space of young adulthood.
First of all, thank you for this opportunity. I feel honored to be called a young, independent, thriving young adult.
Yep.
Yeah, so as you've heard, my name is Stephanie Nendela. I am a law graduate, currently doing my postgraduate diploma at the Kenya School of Law.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think that's all I'd say. And I'm a member of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators.
Okay. You have a
Yes.
special interest in arbitration, eh?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So tell us a little bit about your path through university and now into this stage where you are doing your diploma at the School of Law.
Yeah, so I started university in 2021.
Mm.
I was one of those people who was supposed to finish in 2020, but COVID happened. But I'm glad I finished high school. I had no idea what I wanted to do.
Mm.
Then 2 months before I joined, my mom piqued my interest and she asked me if I would be interested in law. So I said, that's something I'm not thought about. My desk mate from high school was interested in law, and that's as far as I knew. So I did my research. I looked into entertainment law, and I saw maybe that's something I would like to get into. So I joined first year, of course, knowing nothing. And it was around the time when the BBI conversation was happening in Kenya. I had no idea. I didn't know what case law was. I didn't know when people would say COK 2010, they mean Constitution of Kenya. Yeah. So I really
Wow.
went into yes, I really went into law school with an open mind.
Yeah.
And that's how I started my journey from first year. And I think what helped me was following the path of serious students
Okay.
because I knew I'm just here to understand law and because I had no idea what I wanted to do. But it ended up being something interesting. And in third year, I went to the States for my exchange program, which was also really nice. Yeah, and then I graduated in 2025, July.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I mean, I know many young adults or many teenagers transitioning through college, like you, may not be clear about what it is that they want to do. Did you explore any other options, or when you just had law, you connected with it?
I'd say I tried to explore other options. I remember my aunt, she lives in Europe. She asked me, "Hey, you really passed geography. You should try oil and gas." I'm like, "Hey, okay." Yeah, then of course, you being around for as long as I can remember, I thought about psychology. Then I remember there's a time I thought about nursing, and my late aunt, may her soul rest in peace, is a nurse, or rather was a nurse. And I told her, I'm thinking about doing nursing. So she asked me, will you be able to get into a mortuary and put cotton balls in dead human corpses? I was like, no, no, thank you. So I think I subconsciously connected to law.
Okay. And
Yeah.
throughout, there was no thought of maybe this is the wrong course. Maybe I should have done something different. That didn't occur to you.
I wish it did. It's just that I didn't know what else I wanted to do. So, plus, it was also a dare.
Mm,
I don't think I've mentioned this to you. It was a dare between me and my mom.
mm.
Yeah. So I took it upon myself to do law and I turned out to enjoy it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's very unique because I know that a lot of young people struggle through this season. Sometimes they're like, okay, well, is this what you want me to do now from the parents? And they're like, okay, let me give it a start. And somewhere along the line, they struggle with it. But to you, it seems like you connected with it from the start and you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, good.
Yeah.
So I have watched you stay very connected with the adults in your space and still work through finding your own freedom. So how have you been navigating that balance between freedom and being more responsible, being free, and also connecting to the adults in your space?
Yeah, you know that methali that says asiyefunzwa na mamaye atafunzwa na ulimwengu.
Don't tell me
Yeah,
ulimwengu taught you.
ulimwengu taught me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so a good example would be upkeep because in uni I didn't have a job and my parents would send me upkeep. Sorry. So my mom tried sending me money every month for the first semester. Now from the second semester, she decided she'll be sending lump sum for the whole semester. Let me tell you, I used to do accounts in my hostel in the room just to make sure I don't go past the limit, which I do most of the time. And that's where Ulimwengu taught me
Mm,
just stick to a budget.
mm,
Otherwise, mom is not sending till next semester.
mm,
So I think that's why I learned the aspect of responsibility
mm,
and now freedom and independence. Now, coming from Eldoret, I really wanted to explore. I'm someone who likes to explore, try new things.
mm,
And in the process, I thought everyone was like me. I thought everyone wants to explore, everyone wants to see all these things, but not most people are homebodies, which is an okay thing. So I decided it's fine. I will try these experiences on my own. It felt so lonely, but I found my people. So
mm.
that's how I was able to separate myself in terms of freedom. Yeah, plus I think when I was joining uni, I just wanted to have a good time. That was the agenda. Just wanted to enjoy Nairobi,
Yeah.
go for the concerts, the events. Yeah.
Yeah. And how have you managed to balance? Well, how did you manage to balance that? Being,
Mhm.
you said nothing against homebodies. I'm a homebody. So, being a no, non-homebody, wanted to being out there to attend concerts, explore Nairobi, being an Eldoret girl. How did you manage to balance all that with school? Because I know no, law school is moderately demanding.
Yeah, that's true. It demands a lot from you. So, as I said earlier, what really helped me in terms of balance was
Mm,
aligning myself with serious people.
mm,
These are people who said, I'm coming to law school and I must get a first class honors. Those are the people I would gravitate towards, try and be friends with them, so that in my head, I'm like, so and so is studying. I need to lock in. And
mm,
then it wasn't at every other weekend I was going out. Yeah, because also coming from Eldoret,
mhm,
you know, I'm one of the first in my family to do law.
mm,
So I really had to lock in.
mm.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
was
but I'd say,
pressure.
yeah, there was slight pressure, but that was on me
Okay.
because I also wanted to prove a point that I can actually finish law school.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. And you did, and
Yeah.
yeah, we celebrate you for that. So what else has kept you connected? I mean, there's connection with school, with friends.
Mhm.
Like I said, I know that you're very connected to family. Just speak into that space as well.
Yeah. So me and my mom talk every day. Yes, by every day, I mean every day. On days we don't talk, she'll even send me a message, Stephanie, this is so unlike you. You need to call me back.
Mm,
Yeah, I think that has helped me stay grounded, just talking to people back home, reassuring me, rooting for me. Yeah, I think that really helped me stay grounded.
mm,
Apart from that, I'd say my faith.
mm,
Yeah, I tried to find a community of Christians
mm,
around Nairobi. So I think being in tune with your spirituality helps you stay grounded a lot, especially when you're with people who are in the same community
mm,
in your
mm.
faith. I
Right.
think that was also very important for me.
All right. So speaking of faith, I mean, you say you're grounded and clearly you've been raised in that space. There's a lot
Mm.
of deconstruction going on among young people right now. What can you say about that space as a young person?
Yeah, deconstructing Christianity, that is a very interesting topic on the internet
Mm,
right now. And I think it's important that that conversation is happening because most people were raised in religion that it's either black or white.
mm,
But in my opinion, I think having a relationship with God rather than following certain religious norms which are of this world is not ideal. And I think that's why they're really deconstructing Christianity as a religion.
mm.
Yeah. And I think that's how I was brought up, to have a relationship with God rather than just following different norms, because you go to church just because,
Yeah.
you fast just because, you know, because at the end of the day, God looks at the heart and not of the worldly things. Yeah, I think that's all I can say.
Yeah, and I think it's a space. It just came to my mind when you talked about your faith and your spiritual values, that have caused you to be grounded. And I know that's a very wobbly space for a lot of young people, and not even just young people, even because of the age of information that we are in. So what you're saying is that you focus on your relationship with God, and that keeps you grounded as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. But I mean, you say you talk to your mom every day. You don't get tired?
I think she's the one who gets tired
Uh-huh.
because I talk a lot.
Mm,
Yeah, I think she's the one who gets tired. I
mm,
think the one who gets the most tired is my dad.
mm.
Yes, because he plays games as we are talking. So, Dad, if you're listening to this, I know you play chess when we're on the phone,
Oh my
but
God.
it's okay. At least you're giving me an avenue to speak.
To the whole world on this
Yes,
platform.
yes.
Wow. I didn't say this. It wasn't me. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, it's very heartwarming to see that the fact that you do stay connected, and it's not like you are forced to call. You are compelled to call, even between you and your parents. You actually are the one who keep looking for them, and not the other way around. And it stands out for me that you are that connected, yet still quite independent in how you do life. And it's not from a place of clinginess, or from a place of duty, because again, when you talk about your spirituality and your faith, again, it's not from a place of duty, it's from a place of relationship. One of the reasons we are doing this summit is to showcase that these things actually exist and it's possible to cultivate. So, in your opinion, what do you think your parents have done for you to want to talk to them every evening?
I love that question. So it didn't start out of thin ice. It was something that we built over time. In fact, I was talking to my mom today
Mm,
morning, and
mm.
I was telling her how dad was telling me I was not as vocal when I was younger. And I think you told me that as well.
Yeah, I have seen you open up over the years and become more social and more outgoing.
Yeah, I'm more of an extrovert. So when I was in high school, Form 2, my mom signed me up for this program. It's by Laimani's program called Princess Princessa.
Mm,
And I learned a lot about confidence, boundaries, speaking up for yourself. And of course, there was a lot of faith, Christian faith intertwined
mm,
in the program.
mhm,
Yeah, so from there, it was easier for me to cultivate a relationship with my parents because we were taught these are your non-negotiables. As much as they have wronged you in the past, these are still the people who will always be in your life for as long as God wants them to be.
mm,
And the good thing about it, my mom also did a similar program
mhm,
by Laimani for the adults,
mm,
for the adult women. And every time I'd forget her concept, she'd always remind me. I
mm,
think that's where we started building our relationship. And also her insisting for me to do uni outside Eldoret. I
mm.
felt like she really trusted me because that's not very easy for most parents. So from there, we just built our relationship. But for my dad, I think I forced it.
Oh, how so?
I think I forced it. I really tried to find things we have in common.
Mm,
Yeah, so
okay.
that we can keep having conversation. Like last week, Thursday, he just called me randomly because he was listening to some old school from the 80s, which I love. And we are on phone, but he's playing music on his end, and that's just how we were bonding. At the
Mm.
same time, I was doing an assignment, so it really helped us bond. And he keeps asking, you know this song? You don't know this song? Okay, let me play for you another song. Yeah, I think that's what I tried to do with my dad. Just try to find things we have in common.
Yeah. And it
Yeah,
seems to be both ways, so even him trying to find things or leverage on the things that you both enjoy. And
yeah,
again, you know, one of the things we're talking about in this summit is that connecting with our children, whether at whatever age, it's in the simple things,
yeah.
and it doesn't have to have a cookie cutter way of doing it. I love that example you have given.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how we did
Okay,
it.
awesome, awesome. So, when you look back now through the 4 years, what can you say has I guess you have answered this question. What has helped you be grounded over the during the university season, even if you have to repeat it so that it's clarified?
Okay, so apart from my faith,
Mm,
I'd say the aspect of maintaining boundaries, especially when you're making friends in uni, is very important. I thought I knew about boundaries. I'd say I had an idea, but when you join uni, you really have to understand that you have to set boundaries with certain people,
mm,
because there are things like someone just randomly showing up on my door just to knock and find out if we should go out or just to talk to me. No, you
mm,
need to call me. We
mm,
set a date. Even if I'm in my room, I might just decline. So I really had to implement boundaries. And I think that also helped me stay grounded, because when I am not with my friends, I have time for myself. I journal, I self-reflect, I watch Netflix, I study. Yeah. So also learning how to embrace your own company
mm.
somewhat helped me stay grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And outside of that, I mean, there's you learning how to put boundaries, there's you learning how to enjoy your own company, and also having to learn how to make form friendships. You said earlier, friendships with the people who have values that are similar to you. So how has your friendship space been at the university?
That's a good question. So my first friends were from Riara, but along the way, we fell out because, as you've said, different values, not them not caring about boundaries. We're like, you know what? It's never that deep. But
Mm,
then I also have this set of friends where things just align. So my very close friend from Eldoret was in Strathmore.
mm,
She was a law student, and she introduced me to her friends in Strathmore. And somehow we had similar values. In that friend group, we each have our own friends, but there's something unique that brings us together. So I can't really expect much from a certain individual, but I know they will come through for me in a certain way. And I think I really enjoy that dynamic.
mm.
Yeah.
Where there's clarity, where you manage your expectations.
Yeah.
Love that. And I mean, it's good to realize that even with the thriving, what we are saying, you're thriving, young, independent, still connected and thriving, you still went through challenges and you had to
Yeah.
figure out and sift out friendships and lose some friendships and really
Yeah.
gain the muscle of seeking new friendships. What have you discovered about yourself over these 4 years that you were in college?
I'd say for me, it's very easy to say no.
Mhm.
I've
Wow.
discovered for me, it's very easy to say no, and it's never that deep.
Mm,
Sometimes it's just good for the other person to hear the no
mm,
from you.
mm,
Yeah, that's one thing I learned about myself. I
mm,
also learned Yeah, I learned that I love to invest in friendships
mm.
where we have similar values. And if it's not reciprocated, it really hurts me, but I just learn how to manage my expectations and move on. I'd say those are core for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's shift to social media because it's a big deal. It's a big deal with young people. It's a big deal with all of us, but it's a
Yeah.
really strong part of young adults' life today. So how have you learned to engage with it in a way that is healthy?
hmm So I'd say I'm currently on a journey where I'm learning how to let go of social media.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's very important. I think it's important to connect with people from, who are miles away from us. But it got to a point where now social media wasn't just for communication, but for consuming an unhealthy amount of content that just leads to brain rot. Towards the end of the year, I realized my attention span is worrying, and I needed to leave some social media apps like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I'm missing out on information, but at the same time, I don't have that fear of missing out, FOMO. So far, I'd say it's okay, but it's still a space I'm trying to navigate. I'm not getting the withdrawal symptoms that I got in January,
Mm-hmm.
asking someone, please check if this person has posted this. Yeah, so far, I'd say it's okay. Yeah, it's something I'm still trying to navigate. Yeah.
I don't know if you're trying or you have happened. I mean, I think there are many lessons even adults can learn from
Yeah,
that because we are talking from January and now this is April.
April.
So you've been off social media apps for how long?
Since 31st December 2025. So 4 months. Four
Wow.
months? Yeah,
Wow.
almost 4 months.
Yeah, I think you deserve a medal, and especially in your day and age. So you say you had some withdrawal symptoms.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes. Yeah, I just felt like there was a void. And then you know the way they say when you're on social media, like first thing in the morning, before lunch, you have a dopamine crash. I don't know how you people explain it in your field, but now I felt like I was craving it. I felt like I needed to watch something short. I don't want to watch something long because it's wasting my time.
Mm.
But when you think about it, I have all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
true.
then it was worrying for me because it's not my first time.
Hmm.
Yeah, I have taken a couple of breaks, and every time I'd take a break, I'd go back and it's worse.
Mm.
So I just kept asking myself, what am I going to do in order to come back to social media and use it in a healthy way and a mindful way? So I joined a book club
Mhm.
this year, and my friend started a book club. And so far, in that book club, we're on our fourth book, but so far I've read about
Mhm.
seven books. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you
Yeah.
know what? It's just we just need to hear that there are young people who are making solid decisions, healthy decisions about their lives, and it's not from a place of perfection. Okay, it's not because you have perfect parents or a perfect situation. It's because there's a lot of intentionality on your side, intentionality on your parents' side, and even the people in your spaces. And that's why for me it was very important that I have you on this summit because this summit is about everyday children, everyday parents, plus, of course, the experts and everyone else, just speaking into what it takes to thrive. And like I said, you are a good example of what it means to thrive in adulthood. And even for those who are watching or listening, it's not from a place of perfection, but it's a place of very small decisions that we make every day. So I mean, kudos. Let us know when do you hope to stop? When were you plan are you planning to stop this fast?
I didn't really have a plan. I was thinking towards the end of the year, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, KSL ends in November. I
Mm.
might want to go back to social media. Who
Okay.
knows?
All right.
Yeah, but only time will tell.
Okay. Yeah. And I love that you have that flexibility also. So it's not a regimen, a rule that must be followed strictly. But
Yeah.
what do you think you have benefited from being away from social media for this long?
I'd say my attention span has improved. The fact that I've been able to read 7 books is amazing. As someone who used to love reading books, fell out, and now I'm back to reading, it feels so amazing. Even just sitting in lecture halls, and I don't feel the need to pick my phone and start chatting and watching reels because there's a group that's presenting and they're so boring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my attention span has really improved. I think that is a big factor. Yeah.
I think you should come up with a course on that, on just how to hack that, because adults who are listening, we we have our phones with us here, and if a presentation is boring, you get distracted, and it might not be on a reel, of course, but sometimes it will be on a reel. It could be on an email or a WhatsApp message or even something we say is constructive. But attention span is a big thing, and I think it's really been taken away, and not just with young people or old people, but also with children. So challenging you to see how you can come up with a program to help us detox from this space and,
Interesting. I'll think about
think about.
it.
All right. So as we
Yeah.
wind down this conversation, Steffi, there are many parents and older adults listening to this, and we often misunderstand the young adult season. What do you think? What are some of the ways you think we misunderstand you people?
Wow, that's an interesting question. I'd say, first of all, is by not listening to your child or your young adult, because there's some truth in what they say, even though you look at them and you're like, the frontal lobe has not developed or they are yet to experience life.
Yeah.
There's some truth to it because studies show each generation raises smarter people.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's true. I mean, Gen Zs are smarter than millennials.
Oh, all right. Okay.
And
We
Gen
can
Alphas.
We may have to define smart, but yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, in terms of information, the
Yeah.
same way I look at a Gen Alpha like my niece, the things she knows at 12 years old, I had no idea when I was 12. The interests, the hobbies. Yeah, so I'd say listen to your young adult or your child.
Mm,
Yeah, and I'd also say keep praying for them if you're someone who's spiritual,
mhm,
because there's some things that are also beyond our control. And with time, yeah, things will happen. I think that's what I can say
mm.
for now.
Okay, so yes, and I'm not minimizing the fact that you will have access to more information than we did. So in that sense, you are smart and faster in terms of processing information and learning new things. And I
Mhm.
think it's important for us to just step back and we now that we know that the frontal lobe is not fully developed, I think even as adults, now we are tending to overuse that a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm. We're tending to it's not fully developed, so let's just control
Yeah.
them and all that. So how do
Okay.
parents then learn how to guide without controlling?
Wow, that's hard. I think that's even a question that you should answer because people come from different backgrounds on how they were parented and
Yeah,
how they're parenting.
yeah.
So I think that's to each their own. In terms of discretion, I don't know if I can really talk much
Okay.
about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
How do you think you've been guided without being controlled?
Yeah, just as I said, listening,
Hmm.
because what my mom does, she will tell me. Of course, if I do the complete opposite, she'll keep quiet. She
Hmm.
won't even say I told you so. I'll just remember.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'll just nitanyenyekea too.
You come
Yeah,
back,
I'll humble
you
myself.
come back with humility.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think that's the main thing, just listening without judgment.
Hmm.
Mm.
And letting them make their mistakes.
Yeah.
Being allowed to make your mistakes several times.
Yeah, it should be allowed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and how about a young adult? What would you tell them about, just what it means to still stay connected? You're parting short, parting wise words to young adults in this space.
Ah, okay. I'd say go the route that's less traveled
Mm-hmm.
and small and steady. It's slow and steady wins the race. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pole pole too, you'll find where you belong. You'll find what you're mostly in tune with or what you're able to connect with. Because the way I did it won't be the same way you might eventually have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say just figure out. I know it's easier said than done,
Yeah,
but slowly
still
you'll be able,
important.
yeah, slowly you'll be able to find your path. Just try out anything
Mm.
and you'd be shocked. Things will work.
Yeah.
Tawak, as
So,
Sakaja says.
see what you did there. Oh, yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for this conversation. I think again for me, it's just for parents to be able to get a peek into the part that not the perfect, but the fact that it is still possible to raise a child through university, still stay connected to them, and really watch them lean into the values that you have formed over the years. And also that it's never too late, even if things look like they are really messy at the moment, there's always time and opportunity to build those connections. So thank you very much, Steffi. It's been fun having you in the summit.
Thank you. It's been fun having you too. Thanks for having me,
Yeah,
Dr. Karen. It's been amazing.
you're
Yeah.
welcome. And anyone who would like to reach out to Steffi and follow what she does now that she's not on social media, you may have to wait. But
Yeah.
we will share anything that might be relevant for you to be able to reach out to her and continue learning from the wisdom that she carries even at her age. Thank
Yeah.
you very much and see you next time in the next session.